What's up, guys? Welcome back to our channel again, once again for another video on the YouTube. It's a big match preview again, and these matches are getting bigger and bigger every week because it is a huge game. As last week we did that 6-pointer win against Leicester City at home. Now we go away to a different opposition, but they'll bring a different test, as in Newcastle United. Now they had a big win away to Burnley last weekend, and I think, and you were speaking a minute about it, Ethan. I think that you're on a high after that win, and if you can get this win this weekend or even a point out of it, you'd really be boosted ahead of your tough fixtures for relegation. So how do you feel after last weekend going into this game?
Hi Connor, mate. I'm really happy after beating Burnley. I think if we can beat West Ham and gain a bit of momentum, we'd be in a really good position to avoid relegation, and hopefully that happens, because at the moment, with the way the club's running right now, anything could happen, Connor, mate. We need every bit of points we can get at this stage of the season.
Yeah, and I mean, as I said there, you look at your next few fixtures, and it's a really a tough way, and we were like that as well in the European chance. We had a really tough run, February, March, and we came through, and we're still we're actually gone up. We're on to top four now. How confident are you staying up after last weekend's game?
I'm going to be honest, Connor, mate. It's going to be very tough because obviously West Ham, Liverpool, Arsenal, Leicester, and then Man City. I'm going to be honest, Connor, mate. If we don't beat you, I don't see us beating pretty much anyone in our next 5 games. So this game is absolutely massive for our club and hopes of staying in the Premier League.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, it's the same kind of for us. I think, if we can win tomorrow with our team's games in hand, but just left to get, win those games, we would go third in the league with 6 left for us. And then that's a big confidence boost playing ahead of everyone else. And, we've got a few winnable games in there now, although we've Chelsea next weekend. So if we can go into that Chelsea game, staying forward after beating Newcastle, who knows? I think we could really go for top 4. Suppose in terms of key players to watch tomorrow, who do you look on the West Ham team, and what style, what sort of threat do you think West Ham bring most to this Newcastle team?
Obviously, you bring the man in form, Jesse Lingard. He's on fire, and I'm expecting him to get a few goals tomorrow. Well, hopefully not, mate. I expect him that he'll get a goal, but hopefully not, mate. I also think Souček, his headers, anything, he can score from anything. If Antonio's playing, he's always dangerous, very physical player, fast. Yeah, you've great players, Bowen, Benrahma. Yeah, you've great attacking players, mate.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think what it depends kind of how we suck tomorrow, because I know the manager is saying, obviously you've got Rice still injured, Antonio, hopefully he'll be back soon, but a few weeks that'll be still. And Cresswell picked up another knock towards the end of the Leicester win last weekend, and the manager said he might actually be there tomorrow, but whether that's just giving a bit of hope to the fans or just around the club, I'm not sure, because it did look like he picked a small hamstring injury up, so he might be out for 2 to 3 weeks. But it'll be interesting to see how we go about that now, without Bonner potentially coming back. Because he could just go straight swap into the back 5, or do we just go and put Ogbonna in for Diop, who's looked a bit shaky with Dawson, and maybe go more attacking with Benrahma, trying to match Newcastle's counter-attacks, with the likes of Maximum and then Wilson and all that, who'll be, key to keep up the form, especially Maximum last weekend, goal and assist off the bench, and a goal poacher in the box like Wilson, who, loves scoring against West Ham. Who knows what can happen. So, I think the way we suck tomorrow is going to be an interesting game. And I suppose when we look at the last result between Newcastle and West Ham, I mean, it was 2-2 in, in St James's Park last season. It was 2-2. We took the lead twice, but, we gave it away twice as well. Antonio and Souček actually scoring that day. So, very interesting to see set pieces tomorrow. I think they could play a huge part. And, to 3-2 then defeat the very start of last season, away home to Newcastle, that was, we came from 3-0 down that day. And I remember Maximum ripped us apart that day, on blistering counterattacks in the pace from him. So, really interesting battles tomorrow out on the pitch. And as I said, the way both things set up will be an interesting one. I really mentioned him there, but who do you think is Newcastle's what's their biggest threat tomorrow? Would it be just counterattacks, and that's at the pace of Maximum Wilson?
Yeah, Connor, mate. Wilson has been absolutely amazing this season. If I was a West Ham defender, I'd be terrified for tomorrow. Wilson is going to rip your defence apart, Connor, mate. 10 goals and 5 assists this season. And that, along with being in a terrible performing team, he's just amazing. And Maximen, his brilliance, I think West Ham could easily concede a few goals tomorrow. But I think he might score a few as well, so not too confident there, mate.
Yeah, I think the one thing as well is really, we both like to play similar styles. West Ham, go for maybe 30-40% possession a game on average. They like to let other teams have the ball and, hit them on the counter really. And, we've seen that in the last few weeks. We've got kind of the quality in those sort of games. But Newcastle are a very similar side. They're a bit scared to go for it at the start. They'll sit back and, they'll use their resources to counter teams and just try and sneak goals here and there. It'll be interesting to see who kind of has the ball tomorrow and what they can do with it, really. And I think key one is set pieces. When teams get a chance, I think Newcastle will try and get a goal from something like that. And we need to take every chance we get. And I think tomorrow it's all about the quality on the pitch. If whoever turns up the best and takes their chances. So that's going to be a really interesting one. I'm going to quickly now. Suppose go for a combined XI really as the usual between West Ham and Newcastle, and we're going to start in goals. So we got, Dubravka and Fabianski. Now this is up for grabs because I've seen some Newcastle fans during the week, and they've been going on about saying that how a fully fit Newcastle squad on form would be just not far off this West Ham squad. Do you agree with that?
I'd agree with it in a normal season, kind of, mate. In a normal season, I think our squads are pretty similar, fully fit. But I think this season, your squad's just taken a new level. They're all on top form, and I don't think we'll be able to compete, to be honest.
Yeah, as I said, we're missing Rice, so Suchik and Noble there. In fairness, Noble's absolutely done brilliant in these last two games since coming on, and other than that, who knows what's going to happen? We got the defence back there. I don't know. He kind of will play. I think your two fullbacks are poor. Is it Lewis and Kraft? Is it whoever plays? We can really bully them with our attack going forward. And but we start anyway as setting goals. So who's the goalkeeper? We're saying. You there, man? Hello? All right, I don't think he's there. Well, we'll go back to that if he is in a minute. In goal, personally, for me, I would go Lucas Fabianski. It's working there. I think it is, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, Fabianski goals for the Hammers. I think Dubravka's a really good goalkeeper, but I haven't really seen Fabianski, especially this season, make any more mistakes that he maybe had in his game. Maybe distribution and kicking and all that isn't his, I suppose, greatest aspect. But I got to go with Fabianski in goals. I just think, especially with the lead position and the time he's kept us in games this season, maybe Dubravka's a very good goalkeeper as well. But I don't think Fabianski's any worse. So let's just keep him in there. Maybe a bit of bias towards it, but we're good backup. Now Ian is back here. I'll quickly add him to the stream and see what he be saying. Ian, can you hear me, man?
Yeah, Connor, mate. Sorry, the Wi-Fi's a bit all over the place at the moment.
All right. Who are we going for? I spoke my saying there on Fabianski. What would you go for, him or Dubravka? Hello?
Oh, hi, Connor, mate.
Who we going for, Fabianski or Dubravka in goals? All right, I don't think he can hear us. All right, on to the left back. Oh yeah, all right. Who are we going for?
In what position, Connor? Centre back.
Goalkeeper.
I'd say Fabianski, Connor, mate.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I think Dubravka, another season, if you were swap things around with us, I think you could easily put Dubravka there. But on the stats alone and the league table and all that, and if Fabianski's pulled off some great saves this season, I think you might as well just keep him in there. In left back position, we're going to with a left wing back role. I think he can kind of rotate as well, but I mean, it's kind of for you. I think you've kind of got Jamal Lewis, haven't you, there? And for us, I think Will Arthur Masuaku, he's been really good form and assisted the last two games. And besides sometimes offensively isn't the greatest point, going forward he's a really good threat. So I would go Masuaku in that position. What would you go for, man?
Yeah, Conor, I'd go for Masuaku. Good, he was good in the last game he played, so yeah, I'd pick him.
Yeah, absolutely. And a right back position. I mean, I think you kind of got Kraft back there. Is this? He kind of rotates all there, but I mean, it's up against Kufal, and I think Kufal walks into the team, doesn't he?
Oh, yet again, Conor, mate. Kufal, yeah, another West Ham player.
So yeah, I mean, we move on now to the centre back role. I mean, if we start five at the back, which we're going to probably we'll go four at the back here because I just think it makes more easier to kind of make the team out. So, I mean, if you put all the centre backs combined out there, I mean, you've got Cher, Fernandez, you've got the likes of Dummett, Lascelles. We've got, Ogbonna, Diop, Dawson, Balbuena. Who do you think gets into the team here? I mean, from my point of view, I think Ogbonna and Dawson. What would you say, man?
Based on this season again, I'd have to say, yeah, probably Ogbonna and Dawson. Our centre backs haven't been great this season, to be honest, Conor, mate.
That's a fair enough point. It's a bit of a walkthrough for the Hammers so far. Into the midfield now. I mean, we'll go with either one or two CDMs. I mean, it's between really Souček here and Isaac Hayden, we'll say, for the actual CDM spot. I mean, I think Souček gets in over him, although I've heard good things about Hayden. How confident do you think, how impressed have you been of Hayden in recent time before we go on to this, person?
Yeah, I've been impressed with him, Conor, mate. He's a good young player, very good. But unfortunately, I think he may be injured for this game, so I think Souček would have to be in.
Was he? That's interesting because I've heard some things about Newcastle fans saying about Hayden. So yeah, that'll be an interesting one. And into midfield, I suppose you got the likes of for you, you've got Longstaff, you got Shelby. You could argue Almiron unless you wanted to put him further forward. And then of course we don't have anyone else. Of course we've literally got Noble. You could put Lingard, Lanzini into the number 10 position as well, or Fornals. For me, in front of him, I would probably, in front of Souček, I'd probably go Noble alongside, for being honest, who are we going to say? Noble and then Lingard in front of him. What would you say, man?
I'd say Shelby with Lingard in front of him, to be honest, Conor.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I think Shelby, we haven't seen much of him this season, but he kind of does something against the Hammers as well sometimes. A long strike from somewhere. You can head the ball. He's a decent player on his day. He just needs to be more consistent in a Newcastle shirt. On to the wingers now, I suppose. It's Ben Rama, you could put here, you could put Lanzini here, you could put Fornals here on the left-hand side. And, for you, you've got Alan Saint-Maximin. Who would you go for there?
I think just based on raw talent, just a brilliant player, Saint-Maximin walks in for me. He's by far our best player, and he's just a joy to watch every weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a fair enough assessment to that. I think Ben Rama's, failed to get game time. I think he's potential to be as good or if not better than, Saint-Maximin, but I just don't think I've seen enough from him yet. If Maximin keep up his form and, stay fit, he could be a really good player and a big thing to drive Newcastle forward as a club if they stay in the league next season. And of course, with Fornals, really good player on his day, on and off the ball. He works so hard. He gets his goals or assists every now and then. But as a technical actual player and an all-around goal scorer, I just think Maximum, drives teams on more. Onto the right-hand side now, when it's between really Jared Bowen. Again, Fornals is an option here. Ben Rama, we could switch Lanzini. Or for you, you've got the likes of, who would your men be here? Maybe Jeff Hendrick or someone who is your right-sided player? Maybe Almiron?
Well, Almiron can play out there. Richie can play out right. But yeah, I'd say, who do you have, Bowen out there?
Yeah, I think Bowen really for West Ham point of view.
Yeah, I think Bowen as well. He's a fantastic player.
I've seen his stat. Was he 7 or 8 goals this season in the league? Not sure about assists, but for a fella that's been in and out of form, he's still scored that much. It's just more than like Cavani, Richarlison, and all those star players this season. It's a really good return for a fella that's kind of gone under the radar this season. And there's plenty of games left. Maybe he can hit double digits from a wing position, which would be a really big thing for us. And I suppose the thing with Bowen is he's going to be the reason I won't pick him for the striker position, because he actually is playing strikers at the moment because of Antonio's injury. He played really well against Leicester up there. He came on against Wolves up there. He did very good. And maybe he's chance for a goal scoring streak now. And then in striker position, I mean, it's between Wilson and that's it, because we don't have a striker. So I mean, Callum Wilson that definitely surely gets in, doesn't he?
I think even if you had a striker, Wilson walks in. 10 goals and 5 assists. He's absolutely unbelievable. For the team he's playing in, the terrible football we're playing, he still manages to get the goals and the assists. He's incredible.
Absolutely, and I think the big thing tomorrow is service for him. He's an out-and-out striker. He's well able to get goals in his day, no matter who he's playing. And the thing is, we've been shaky the last few games defensively. Even Ogbonna comes in, we might it might take time to get used to him back there again. And especially if we play 5 at the back, different part of it, Diop back there as well. It'll be interesting to see how that goes. It'll be very interesting if Newcastle can get that first goal tomorrow. Players can have an off day. And overall, I think it'll be a very interesting game. Before we go, I'm going to quickly run through what I think the starting lineup will be. It'll be very interesting. Let's go for 4 at the back or 5 at the back tomorrow. I think 5 at the back is what Moyes will stick with. I think he'll just do straight swap Ogbonna for Furker as well. If Cresswell's fit, I think he'll put Ogbonna in for Diop. And I think everything else, I think he'll actually put the same. What I would go with tomorrow, I would stay 5 at the back. I think it suits us. And if we start as Masuaku, who's just an out-and-out left back, I think it kind of costs us a bit, going forward, because we'll be caught straight out defensively. And it suits us more in that formation, for everyone else really too. So stick with that, bring on the likes of maybe Ben Rama or Lanzini or something if he's good enough, fit enough. And what we could also do is, I don't know how this would maybe work now, but maybe Fredericks on that right side of midfield, to double up on Kufa like we did with Jack Grealish on the Aston Villa game in February. But the only problem with that is then who do you drop? Because we've got to watch the maximum threat tomorrow. We've the thing that we have to remember here is that we've conceded a lot of goals in the last few games, and we've won. We drew against Arsenal, but that's only because we were goals up. As I said, a goal tomorrow early, and we can see that. It might suit us, might be less pressure, but our backs to be the walls. Then we got to watch those mistakes. We can't keep paper over the crack. We've got to hopefully work in game management this week. But if we go for 4th game in a row, 3 goals up, as I said, I won't watch the rest of the game. So let's hope for a good game tomorrow. Let me know below if anyone watches this. It'll have to be even a West Ham or Newcastle fan. But let me know what you think the score will be and what your predicted or potential lineups will be. We'll be back for post-match reaction tomorrow after the game as well. And on to then the Chelsea game at home next week. Hopefully we can go into that on a big high after everything Spurs drawn tonight. We've got huge potential to go 3rd tomorrow. Don't let me down, West Ham. Come on, you Irons. And also, thank you very much, Ethan, for joining in this evening on the preview. What's your prediction, by the way, tomorrow before we go?
I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw kind of, mate.
A 1-1 draw. That could be interesting. I'm very worried for that. I think it could be a draw, written all over it. As I said, especially if we concede early. We haven't got a great record against Newcastle. Only 2 wins in our last 6 games against Newcastle, and I think 4-2 in the last 26 in St. James's Park. So it's not really a great place for us to go or a team to play against. Our most recent win against Newcastle came back 2-0 in the 2018-19 season. So a really big game indeed. I think it'll be either 3-1 to us or 2-2 tomorrow. I'm just going to put out there 2-2. I honestly I'm scared. I said we'd win against Wolves 3-1. We won 3-2. Against Leicester, so we lose 2-1 and we won 3-2. So I don't know. I'm always, for some reason this season actually, I'm less confident we win. So let's keep less confident. These boys are ready. This isn't the old West Ham. This is a new West Ham we're experiencing this season, and they've given us a reason to believe. I still haven't, but if we go win this, we're getting closer, and then I might. But on to the game tomorrow. Hopefully you enjoy, and thanks guys for watching. See you next time.